not. I wanted to hack off a few ears. How about you? I might have even been more prone to do it if I knew Jesus was standing right there to put their person's ear right back on. But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. In your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. What He wants, what He's calling us to do. Revere that as what's most important. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks and to give a reason for the hope you have in Jesus. I'm amazed that this is coming from Peter. But do this with gentleness and respect. You see, I read these verses and I'm like, I don't think that's what the world's seeing from the church. If Jesus came to seek and save the lost, if He came to offer forgiveness of sins, if He came to offer restoration, sometimes I look at myself, won't speak for you, myself, and I'm like, wonder how many people want to consider being a Christian. Happens to me occasionally. Happen to you every now and then? So, yesterday, can I tell you about yesterday? Because you know, this message I write weeks in advance, right? So yesterday, knowing full well I'd be up here with you guys this morning, I was at a function, and I'm waiting to do what I'm supposed to do at this function yesterday, and somebody comes in and begins to engage me. I'm not even going to tell you the topic because I'm not here to pick a fight. But he engages me with this topic, and I don't even really consider myself being inconsiderate. Happens to you? Happened to me yesterday. Until I hear his wife say, let's not get Pastor Mike worked up before he goes and does what he's supposed to speak. And I don't know, maybe it was the comment that I said, well, I'm just really fed up with people on Facebook. Well, actually, let me back and full disclosure, I'm really tired of the stupid people on Facebook posting whatever it is they think without knowledge. Happened to you? Happens to me. And that's when his wife said, hey, let's not get Pastor Mike all worked up before he goes up to speak. To which my wife, sitting there, like, what? It's the truth, in my opinion. I guess apparently it wasn't done with gentleness and respect. Because see, that's the thing. I still very much wholeheartedly believe, after the research I've done, that the topic we were talking about, I did understand more than most of those people. And I didn't even say you. I said the people on Facebook. Because everybody feels like it's okay to just post whatever they feel about this topic on Facebook. And some of the stuff is so absolutely ludicrous, it boggles my mind that they even believe what they're posting. But nevertheless, what was Jesus' concern yesterday? That I was right? And there's inconsideration out there about this topic? Or that I was being inconsiderate because I was not considering his feelings in this moment? And I say all this to say that I think we all struggle with it, and we're all going to struggle with it more as we go into this holiday season, because with the hustle and bustle and the hecticness and the time pressure, right? Crazy Uncle Buck's coming and he's going to ruin Christmas dinner, right? You like Uncle Buck? We all have one, don't we? But Peter says, do everything with gentleness and respect. Now, just in case you're wondering, what I mean by gentleness and respect, grace seasoned with truth, let me give you an example, because I've experienced this personally, and I've seen it happen in just about every church I have been in. But this idea that somebody doesn't have a relationship with Jesus, and you may genuinely, honestly be concerned about the fact that they don't have a relationship with Jesus, so I'm not judging your heart, but what the person hears pretty much is, because a lot of times it's what's said, you're going to hell. Well, that's interesting. And it may even be true. But is that with gentleness and respect? Or maybe the approach is, you know what? Jesus, and I am so glad, Jesus paid for all of my sins. And you know what? He paid for yours too. You know why? Because Jesus doesn't want either of us going to hell. And in fact, his desire to keep us out of there was so great that he went and paid the price so that if we choose not to go there, he is able to make that happen for us. Can you see the difference in the approach? I mean, both is truth. Hell exists. But one is with grace and salt. It's, salt, we don't understand some of these old biblical interpretations. Salt. Salt's not that important to us anymore. Well, maybe when winter's coming, it's important because we need it for our driveways, right? But back when Jesus, when the Bible was being put down, salt was extremely important because how many of you like food? How many of you feel food's important? And when this was being penned, the thing about food is if you didn't have salt, your food was not going to last very long. And if you didn't have salt and your food didn't last very long and you ate it, it was going to be a big deal to you, even life-threatening. And in those terms and in those conditions, Peter says,